Hello. When you are using Docker, especially Docker container, one of the most important information that you would require sometimes is to gather some statistics of the container. For example, you want to know how much CPU the container has or how much it's utilizing. You want to see the size of the memory, for instance. So I'm going to show you some commands that you need when you want to achieve this. For example, let's say we have a command called docker start. When you use this command, we can give it our docker name. Let's see what you are going to find. Oh, it should be docker start with S. So as you can see, we are observing some statistics about our container. As you can see, this is the container name, the container ID rather. That's the container name. Now the CPU, the memory usage, and so forth. There is also other information like the PIDs, for instance, which is what we are looking at here. So when you use the command that we just used now, let me use Control C to get out of this. Yeah, you use Control C to get out of it. So when you use the command that we used earlier, docker stars, and mention the container name, what happens is that it shows you the statistics of that very single container. But let's also, as you saw earlier, we've got two containers that are up. Now, when you use docker stars without mentioning the container name, it's going to show you statistics of all the containers that are up. Now, let's hit enter. Now, as I showed you earlier, we've got two containers. So now we can gather the same information, the same statistics for the two containers that we have up and running. As you can see, we've got the container IDs, we've got the container names, then we've got the CPU, the memory, and the other information related to this very container. So, or rather to these very two containers. So these are very, very important container because important statistics to gather and important command to use. Now, let me use Control C again to get out of it. When you use our Docker stars, what happens is that we see only the live. We see the statistics as it is live. Let me issue this command again. You see, so when you use this command, it kind of updates, so you see what it is like. But sometimes you just want to see you just want to see the snapshot. Sometimes you want to see the snapshot of the container or the containers that you have running. So let me just stop this again. And now let's say when you use docker stars, then let's say no stream. So you are going to get a snapshot of this very information. Let's hit enter. You see, so it just showed us the available information about the two containers that we've got running. So there are a whole lot of other commands that we could use in order to gather this very, very important information. Let's say, for example, there is a command called docker stars format. So when you use this command, we can gather some information about our Docker in a formatted version. I'll show you an example. Let's say you want to gather the same information in a formatted version. So we can use this very command. As you can see, we have docker stars format. Then we are going to fetch the name of our Docker containers. we can fetch the CPU, we can fetch the memory as well. So with this, let us hit enter. You see? So now, what you are looking at is the same information, but in a formatted version. Now you can see the name of the container, you can see the CPU, the RAM, which is in use, and the total RAM that the container has. So these are very, very important commands that you can always use when you want to fetch important information related to your container. When you use this very format, there is a whole lot of other ways you can use this to gather even more information related to the container. For example, you can use it to connect the block I/O, the memory usage. You can use it to gather like the PIDs, the process IDs, for example. So I hope this tutorial has been helpful. If so, can I ask you to subscribe to my channel, to like, and to share? Thank you.